Man, Rooster, it's got to be 5 o'clock somewhere.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back.
You know, it's that show.
I'm Rooster.
Bishop.
Today, we're talking about our brothers and sisters, our family time.
Run up on it, you know.
Great family time.
Talking about, we just left you off on pet peeves, and it kind of rolls into some of the pet peeves that we have with our siblings.
Maybe the origins of our pet peeves.
I don't know. I mean, I think pet peeves are just like a thing that each individual has like a... It's not an inclination. What would it be? It would be a predication.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. For a specific thing to just piss the fuck off.
Yeah. But our siblings, holy shit, do they do things that just... I mean, they just... Because you grow up with them, right? And they just know how to press those buttons.
Oh, yeah.
And you even more so...
I'm guilty of that, too. That's what I was going to say.
But you're even more so because you have a...
Twin sister.
Oh, my God!
Twin.
Talk about a connection to the Force. Jesus Christ.
For real, though. Yeah, we used to... It was funny because when we were kids, we coordinated and planned out all of these questions so that somebody could be like, oh, what's he thinking of? And she would be like, tacos. And I would have previously told somebody tacos or whatever. And they'd be like, what? No way. But we created a list of 10 things. So then the next time somebody was like, oh, use your twin mind trick, we'd move on to the next thing in the list, and we'd both know what it was, and just to fuck with people. But I had a lot of good times with my sister, too.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've got several siblings, and they all know how to crawl right underneath that damn skin.
Right.
They all know how to do it.
I told you I had a dentist this week and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So my sister had a dentist this week, too. And... and so the dentist guy was like, oh my God, your sister's so nice or whatever, blah, blah, blah. We heard what you did to her teeth. And I was like, oh God, here we go. And I'm going to get a spiel from the dentist about slamming my sister's face into the ground. But have I told you this story?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
I don't think your parents have heard it, so you better tread very
lightly. They've heard it now.
Okay,
they've heard it now.
Okay.
Yeah, they know now, but... long story short, me and my brother is pissed off at my sister. Don't have any recollection why, but I was a little freaking sheep following him around everywhere. Right. I wanted to mimic everything that he did. So I was like, yeah, go Cole, get her. And so he shoves her to the ground, and I'm like, here Cole, take my backpack. Full of books. It is so heavy. I remember handing to him how heavy it was. And he swings it around and slams it down on her head. And her head bashes into the ground and it breaks a rainbow off in her front tooth. A complete rainbow out of her front tooth. And somehow we convinced her not to tell my mom. And I think a major part of it was my dad. Because my dad came in and she told him what happened or whatever immediately. And he was like, don't tell your mom. He was like, you guys were roughhousing and this happened, blah, blah, blah. So my mom just figured this out about a year ago, but he knew about it forever. So the dentist was giving me shit because he was like, yeah, I was just replacing your sister's tooth that you broke out of her face. I was like, technically it wasn't me. It was just my backpack that initiated the process. But that's one of my favorite sibling stories.
Oh my goodness. It's one of those things that's like siblings are both a blessing and a curse.
Yeah.
And for me growing up, because I've got younger siblings, they just knew. It was like, things in my room, don't mess with them. And they would come in and they would purposely
tweet things. And
oh yeah. Just, oh my God. And, and being the older sibling and helping out with the responsibilities, they would know what time dinner was, or it was homework time, or we had to do chores, or we had to do something, and they would just magically disappear. Oh my God!
You don't have any older siblings?
I do. I have an older sister.
I was going to say, I thought you had one. Yeah.
I have an older sister.
Yeah.
But there's about 10 years between the two of us.
Oh, okay, yeah. So in your group.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so Yeah, I got a lot of interesting stories about my siblings.
Let's go over PG-1, PG-13.
So, I can tell you one of the things that I just to this day, it just baffles me is like you're a younger sibling, and so my younger brother decided one day he was hanging out and he wanted to be part of the group and everything, and we were just I don't know, we were jocking around doing something, and we were climbing in this tree we had, and he's too small for it. He really is too small for it. And I'm like, well, he'll learn his lesson the hard way, right? Well, yeah, he learned his lesson the hard way. He broke his damn collarbone and spent a summer in one of those weird casts where
that sticks your arm straight out. I've been in it. I broke my collarbone. Yeah.
And the entire time I'm just thinking, if you just would have gone inside and played with your toys. You just didn't listen. Didn't listen at all.
Oh, I know that feeling, though. Like I've already said, I wanted to be my brother. I would, like, follow him around everywhere and want to be a part of him and his friends' groups. And so I know that feeling of them being like, get the fuck out of here.
I just don't... There are certain times where it's great because you can actually like, as an older sibling, you can teach them things.
Yeah.
You know, you could be an example, but most of the time it's just an annoyance.
Yeah.
Right. Like I had to learn my lessons. You know, I had to get my hard
by
licks,
yourself. Yeah.
Right. So you get to do it. Right. Don't ask me. I'm going to tell you the right way to do it. If you don't listen, you get the repercussions of it. You know. But no, it's just not it. As the oldest, technically the oldest, you just get your ass handed to you. Yeah. You are the textbook. They are taking notes. Exactly. They're like, okay, well, beat him at 4:30. Stop crying at da 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 da. Next time, not go more than 5 strokes. That is
so funny.
That is literally like the parenting handbook. Like what to do, what not to do with the next one. So then by the time you get to the youngest, so my youngest brother, I mean he had free reign.
Oh yeah.
Free reign. And I'm like, emotional damage!
Emotional damage!
Like, what is happening here?
My brother used to always bitch about that. Because my parents were so strict on him about everything. And then me and my sister had free reign to do, and my sister even more so. But to do all kinds of stuff that we wanted. So my brother was always pissed off about that.
Yeah, it was horrible. It was horrible. You know, and having to be the example is like, oh, God.
I just live my life.
But what always killed me about siblings is, you know, and having younger siblings is they didn't learn. They saw what happened. And they're like, nah, I'm doing it anyways.
Exactly.
I'm doing it anyways.
I feel like I was the same way. You gotta learn the lessons yourself. And I feel like I've been trying to like teach Jack things, and sure, there's all kinds of things he absorbs, but in general, it's like, you gotta make your own mistakes so that lesson is grilled into your mind on your own.
In a way that you will never
forget. Exactly. For real.
Because it can either be beneficial or really, really painful. Yeah. I mean, you all know what we're talking about. Let us know your stories about your siblings.
Yeah.
And maybe you're the baby. If you're the baby, we really want to hear what's going on. But I don't know. There's just something about a family dynamic, because parents don't really have a handbook.
Oh yeah,
right.
No.
Like we've talked about it. Like my gift for people that are having babies, or the ultimate parenting handbook, and it comes with a pen, and I'm like, I want to read it when you're done. Because every household's different.
Yeah.
And if they have multiple children, or if it's a blended family, because that's even more of a complex dynamic to go through, right? What in the hell do you do? There is no instruction manual. You can get a microwave with 20 different set of instructions, and none of them are in English. But when it comes to having kids, there's nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing. And, you know, later on in life, when you get to that point, if you decide to have children, trust me, you're going to go through the same thing. You're going to go, you know how much time I have invested in this thing? I can't return it. And what am I supposed to do?
That's hilarious.
And then next thing you know, bloop, there's another one. Oh, shit!
We're doubling down.
Oh my God! This happened again? Oh God! Okay, I'm not gonna go so hard this time. I've learned some lessons. I'm gonna be a little more lenient. And then when they get older, they hear the same things that you and your siblings tell your parents that I tell my mom when we were kids, and they're like, that didn't happen.
Yes, it did!
Yes, it did!
I remember!
You know why now?
Emotional damage! Oh my God.
I've got it in me! I know it happened.
Right.
Because the only things you literally permanently ingrain in your mind, literally, are either the most euphoric experiences
Or the most tragic.
or the most traumatic.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's like, oh God.
That makes me think of a story. Me and my sister used to always sneak out of our rooms in the middle of the night at like 2 a.m. whenever in the middle of the night. If one of us had woke up, we'd go wake the other. And we'd use the dining room chairs. In the middle of our house was a pellet stove. So we'd use the dining room stairs and to make a little fort and beds, and then we'd both sleep right in front of the pellet stove. And, and my parents would always come out pissed off in the morning like, what the fuck? Why are you sleeping out here? But my sister kept like shoving me and scooting me towards the pellet stove, and I was all angry, so I wanted to like kick off and like push her, and I kicked into the pellet stove and fucking burnt the absolute shit out of my feet and my socks. For the next 10 years, we had a burn mark of my sock right in the middle of the pellet stove. And it always would burn and smell like fucking shit every time we lit it. My parents were so pissed off at us.
Yeah, this is the guy that literally, you tell him not to touch it,
Oh.
and he's going to touch it.
Oh, lessons learned the hard way.
He's gonna
Speaking of
touch
that, because I've touched the oven a couple of times, but I'll never forget sitting in the back of my mom's Benz and she's out front talking to somebody, and I'm in the back and I'm like, what is this thing? Bloop, push it in, it sticks in for a minute. I'm like, what's going on? Plop, it pops back out. I'm like, whoa, this thing is red as hell. What is this? Oh my, I started screaming. My sister freaking out. Ah! My mom charges to the car, and I'm like, Tika told me to do it. She told me to stick my thumb in there. He burnt the absolute shit out of my finger on a cigarette lighter. Just learning lessons myself.
I can say that as siblings, you know, there's the devious side too, because you want your other siblings to go through it, and so you're like, no, it's fine. It's fine. Go ahead. Try it. Try it just once.
Right.
Try it just once.
It's funny because we're good people in general, but I've never experienced like hating someone or being as malicious towards someone as you do towards a sibling, you know? It's like I've never experienced that kind of hate in my life that we had when we were kids.
And those are natural reactions. Those are natural feelings that I feel like, you know, people that grow up in a family dynamic, you have to experience those, because later on as an adult,
yeah,
you know, those,
when you deal with like genuinely adversarial issues,
right? And it's just one of those things where you just go, no, go ahead, find out,
figure it out,
find out,
learn your lesson.
I'm trying to tell you, but you're not listening. So go ahead, one time, just do it one time. So I don't know,
right?
Man. I don't know.
But I'm thankful every day for the relationships I have with my siblings now.
Oh, yeah. I have a lot of really good memories of my siblings growing up, and I have a lot of really bad ones too, but that's part of what a family dynamic is. And I think that people just, in today's society, they don't take enough time to reflect on on that type of stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure.
They're too consumed about what benefits them the most.
Oh, yeah.
Right? As opposed to as a group or as a whole.
Right.
You know, so the siblings are definitely a blessing.
Yep, exactly. And a curse.
Yep, definitely a curse. And a lot of
curses,
times, yeah, we've run out. So we're going to be back in a few moments, and we'll see you here shortly.
That does it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to, that show.